Welcome back to the channel, and thanks for joining me on another Saturday evening stealth woodland camp. Breaking news, we have new gear. Motorhome, glamping pod, log cabin. We're not about that here, we do it proper. Bluebells everywhere. Now, quite recently I did a camp on the edge of these woods, and I was in my tent, my Hyena 2, and I was sort of on the very corner of these woods, sat in the sunshine. Fantastic little camp that was. Now, whilst I was in here, I remember saying to you guys, I'm definitely coming back here because I found a little location where I'm going to do a stealth camp. So basically here I am. Obviously not right here, but I needed to use the facilities, shall we say, and whilst in here I found an awesome spot, so let's go to it. So it was actually in there. Now this is the beaten track where everybody walks through with the dogs. A bit later on I'll go back to the very spot where I was camped before and we'll show you if you haven't seen that video. But we are literally just across there. Now I've got somebody coming with a dog. Hello boy. Hello boy. Okay, so we are in. Now the only problem is the path's not too far away, so you know what's coming. Yeah, I'm gonna get the camo net up. I'm gonna run it across here. Just down here. This is where I'm going to set up camp. So as I say, I want that bit, that area there, covered off, or should I say concealed. I've put the camo net in there, can you see it? No, that's the idea. Haha. The camo net is directly in front. was stood out there, walked along that track. So I'm actually sat here and I'm happy with this bit here, but this here I think I'm going to nip back and go and get the other camo net. Yeah, I'll do what I've said I'm going to do, go and get the camo net, and then I'm going to show you the new gear. Oh yes, nice little walk. I'm back. Second camo net. I've also brought my paracord. It's easier to attach with a little bit of paracord. I did have some paracord in my pack, but I think I've given it to Alex, so no drama. Now I recommend when you're buying a camo net, if you are to buy a camo net, buy one that is a lot bigger than you think you'll need, believe me. Now I've got the small one and I've got the large one. Mostly now I use the large one, and the small one is a bit of a backup, like here. Anyway, I'm going to go quiet because we've got a family walking through the woods and it looks like they're exploring, so I want to not completely as I planned. I was hoping to have an overlap opening there so I can literally just walk in and out, but I've had to do it that way. I've staked it into the ground down there. I've only had to tie it at one point, which was there. I mean, I didn't even need to tie it, but I could have wrapped it around the tree and then stuck a stick through, but I find it uses up a lot more to wrap it around the tree, so you lose a bit of length. I'm happy with that. And I know nature has no straight lines, of course, but behind me it's all green. It's not like it's an opening where this will stand out, so it will literally just blend into the foliage behind me. So then, to put you out your misery, new gear. Firstly, Scafell 200. Now, if you remember, if you followed the channel long enough, it was a toss-up between this and the Jackal 2 about a year ago, as my my best tent basically. The Hyena 2 was my weekly workhorse and it's done me proud. I've camped in that over 50 times. But Scafell, I've done a 2025 upgrade by the look of it, and one of them things is the colour. So the Scafell used to be it's Tamiya green, but when you're out in it, it looked more like a lime green. It really stood out, but I can deal with that. This new colour, it was the colour and the hydrostatic head rating that won me over with the Jackal 2. However, we've got people walking through, so if I pause, that'll be why. Can't work out which way they're coming from. Can hear voices. Anyway, yes, so this now is going to replace my OEX Hyena 2. the Hyena 2 has done me proud, and you know, I think the videos from my channel are testament to that. However, I felt like something new. You know, I'm out in it all the time, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for the Scafell 2. Now the Scafell 2 is also the same as the Nova 2 sold by Go Outdoors. However, it's exclusive to Go Outdoors, and you'll probably pay an extra £20–30 there, where I got this for about £119 from Purely Outdoors with free postage and packaging. Go Outdoors are selling the Nova for £144 last time I checked, so they are the same tent, just as I say, the name is exclusive to Go Outdoors. Now, I haven't put the Hyena 2 on the back burner, or I'm not getting rid of it. That is going to become my guest tent, so anybody who wants to come out with me, obviously people that know me, I'm not going to invite randoms, but anybody, my friends, they think, oh, I fancy a bit of camping, you know, I ain't got a tent. Well, there you go, you can use the Hyena 2. And if you come out and it's not for you, you ain't spent money on a tent. That's the first item. Dogs are behind me. I'm walking around the outside of the woods. Now the next thing I have is actually a little rocket stove, stainless steel. Now I have tried this out in the garden. All fits together very easy. It has got a little barbecue rack on it, grill. I mean, you ain't going to cook a lot on that fat. Also, you can put solid fuel. Now they open out so you can put a pan or a pot on top. This obviously is where you put your fuel, wood, pine cones. I had to think about that then, sorry. So yeah, it's very simple, all just slots together. Goes in there, and then of course, and as I say, I've tried it and it is very effective. Now I'm usually quite adamant I'll stick to my alcohol fuel. However, I do realise I have a high reliance on bioethanol, and through watching other channels and spending time with other YouTubers, namely Moley, and he's 100% through and through, he will have a fire. Now I'm still gathering fuel. Yeah, I think this will be a more responsible way of having a fire. I don't have to dig a hole, you know, I can put something underneath it to protect the ground, although it is off the ground. Another reason I think it'll be handy when I do some hiking with Moley and Tim, instead of carrying loads of alcohol. We'll see when the time comes. So we'll be using that later to do some cooking on. For now, I'll just put it back to how it was so I don't knock it over and whatever. Maybe one burger, 2 sausages. What to do with that bag? Here it is. Yeah, there comes a nice little pouch. Keep it all. I am currently enjoying a nice Hobgoblin Session IPA. These are really nice. From the Witchwood Brewery. It's a nice beer. Now, the next thing on the list by Forest Fundamentals is this very basic cotton water filter. It is literally an improvement to the old style military ones. You hang it on a tree and you pour the water through. You do have to saturate it first and massage it and get it all completely saturated. The instructions are on there. I won't need it for this trip, of course, but when I'm hiking or whatever we end up doing, myself, Molly and Tim, now I've got sterilising liquid. So obviously this is the first stage, mechanical filtration, and obviously it's designed to run from the lowest point. The Millbank bag is designed to aid further sterilisation, not purify water completely. So you've got 2 options. You can, step 1, use the Millbank bag to remove all, obviously it's mechanical filtration, basically it removes all the sediment and anything in it, so it gives you clean water, but that doesn't mean it's biologically clean. So obviously you can also boil it, but I've got some sterilising chlorine fluid, so when the time calls for it, I'm prepared. And I've also got some midge nets, because after last year I never ever want to go through that again unless you've actually physically experienced midges full throttle. So ta-da! I don't need it now, of course. But regards to my wood burner and my water filter, there's another side to me which I don't really speak about very often, but I am a sort of prepper. Now I don't mean I'm prepping for nuclear Armageddon, because quite frankly who'd want to survive that, but we're not going to talk about that and be all negative. What I mean is our reliance on the grid. So all of a sudden, for whatever happens, the grid goes down, we've got no power. You know, most people, yeah, you might have a few candles and stuff, but if that grid was out for a long term and you haven't got gas, and I mean, what about your cooking? How are you going to have a cup of tea and stuff? So, you know, I can go into my camping equipment, I can get some fuel, alcohol fuel. If I was to be out of alcohol fuel, I can use wood on my wood stove. Regards water, I mean, it's going to have to be really drastic to the point where we're having to filter water, I know, but again, it's good to have that for the camping trip, so I ain't got a lump around with me. Water, because it does get quite heavy. But again, as I've learnt from Molly, I've learnt from Tim, you know, you've got to be quite careful where you source your water from, especially if you're surrounded by farmland, because then it's going to be contaminated, or highly likely to be contaminated with runoff from the fields, or your pesticides, any chemicals they use on the farms, etc. Be mindful of anything dead further upstream. So I'm still learning. So when I go out and do the hiking with them lads, it's going to be a learning curve to me, and it's also really started to make me think about how much weight I carry in my pack. I mean, to do these kind of camps, it doesn't matter, I'm not far away, but obviously to do multi-day hikes, having watched Tim's videos, Molly's videos, you'd think that I'm actually sponsoring them, wouldn't you? But watching their videos has really taught me about, obviously, the amount of equipment I carry and stuff, but I'm not going to go on in any more about that. So that's the new gear, and we'll be cooking on this tonight. I've still got alcohol for making my brews on, because I don't see the point in firing this up just to make a cup of tea or two. Wicked. Hello. First impressions. It's a big thumbs up from me. The only thing for my style of camping, it is still a lighter green than what I'd normally go for, but everything else is on the money. It comes with aluminium shepherd hook pegs. Obviously the Powerlight alloy poles. There's more pegging out points there. I don't think I'll need that tonight. Same as there. But I like the fact that you've got this guy line holding the air vent open. Now for a peek inside, eh? I've obviously got my old under tarp to protect the ground sheet, of course. That's easy enough with one hand. Yeah, I like it in there. Very cosy. It's the same type of material as the Jackal 2. Oh, a bit of spare thread. Pockets, pockets. Where's the lamp hanging point? Let's have a look. One there. I don't know what that is. What is that? Yeah, so single lamp hanging point. Smells very new. Vent at the back, and then when you close this, you've got the vent at the top, so you've always got a vent always open. Nice big vestibule, lovely. And that's with the door closed. Can I do this one-handed? Do like the way the door goes to one side like that, and then you can roll it up and button it out the way. Also got this tension band system, obviously in adverse weather. Anyway, I want to get in the chair and have a beer and chill out, I think. Yes, so if we go out there and swing a left, this is where I did that really chilled camp. Oops. Yeah, I was here. I was literally here. Let's put some more light on it. Yeah. Yeah, so I was pretty much pitched there. And I literally watched the sun go down. Awesome. I'm going to head up back to camp. So having showed you where I camped before, I did continue and have a big walk all the way around the perimeter of the woods, and for a small little wood it takes you longer than you think. But anyway, I am going to have myself another tinny, and then I'm going to set the wood burner up. Looking forward to showing you that. The scene is set. Oh, she's certainly burning well. Just feed it these little twigs. No smoke, as long as you don't suffocate it, of course, but small twigs. Definitely impressed. Also, we shall certainly cook tonight's meal on that. Keeping it really simple tonight. Sausages, bacon and pasta and sauce. And then the sausage that's left and the bacon will go with the eggs and the tomatoes for tomorrow's tactical breakfast. Let's get cooking. I mean, that is really good. I love it. Still no smoke. Impressed, yeah. And once feeding up that, there's a bit of smoke now because I let it die right down. Yeah, super simple. And I'll probably put a little bit too much water in, but I don't care. All I've got to say is champion. It's a win. So on this occasion, I thought it's obligatory to say good night as I'm now inside the new tent. So far, so good. Feels very roomy. Yeah, I've still got my head torch on and my hat. So I'll take them off and I'm going to get some shut eye because I'm now feeling tired. Good night. Good morning. It's certainly very spacious inside, so I'm impressed about that. I had to get out of the bag earlier on this morning. I was really hot. Now I'm going to go for my usual quick walk around and see if we can see the tent from the crack. There's been a lot of people in here this morning. It's just a beautiful little place, isn't it? So I am in that area. That's the camo net. You cannot see the tent at all. Another one for the win, I say. getting the kettle on. No one about. Sneak back in. That bit of rubbish there is annoying me. I will take that with me when I go. Nothing but the sound of birds. At the moment I'm just boiling some water so I can wash up my pots so I can do the breakfast. Yeah, so while I'm waiting for my water to boil, I'm going to take this opportunity to speak about why I love tunnel tents, because obviously sorry about that, I can hear twigs snapping behind me. Start again. I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you why I love tunnel tents. Now there's so many different options. You've got obviously your lower profile tents. I had the OEX Fox 2, brilliant tent, can't fault it. However, it was just too low for my style of camping, and I know I do lots of stealth camping and I camp in places I shouldn't be, or I don't want to be seen. So you wonder, you know, why do I go for such a tall tent? It's quite simply is the amount of times that I'm in the tent throughout the year. I don't want to be rained in and then I'm sort of this high having to lie down. In your tunnel tents you've got the height, you've got the vestibule. I love having the vestibule, so as I say, if you're rained in, I can cook, wash my pots, do whatever in the vestibule. It's also great for storage. If my daughter comes camping with me, ample room in a tunnel tent for us both to sleep in there and put our bags in the vestibule. We've done that before in the Hyena 2. So yeah, I'm sticking with a tunnel tent. So I now own 3 tunnel tents. The Hyena 2, been an absolute beast of a tent. It stood up to everything that I've used it for. The Jackal 2, I use it but more on the, or should I say, the more sort of glamorous trips I go on. So if I go to the Shropshire Hills, or when I've been doing like the weekenders with the lads and stuff, like, you know, that sort of thing. And now obviously I now own the Vango Scafell 200. That's a mouthful. What do I think of it so far? It ticks all the boxes. It ticks all the boxes. As I said last night, the only gripe I do have, I would have liked to have been more of an olive colour, closer to the OEX colour on the tents that I own. But other than that, we have a winner. Looking in the pictures, as I said, the 2025 upgrade, which is what I thought it was with the colours, it's still better coloured than the earlier Scafell tents that I remember seeing. I'm going to shut up about the tent now and do some washing up as soon as this kettle boils, and then I'm doing a tactical breakfast. So I am in fact going to get the wood burner on again, the little wood burning stove. And I've also got the kettle on separately. I've just got it on an upturned pan. Now I've encountered a problem. This hasn't got no ring pull on it. Now I noticed this when I was in excuse me, Aldi yesterday. I was looking for one with a ring pull, but doesn't matter. I've got an emergency. Where is it? Survival tin opener, bottle opener. So it's no drama. Just means a bit of faffing around. So I'm not going to like that until I've opened. Don't know if you can make it out over there. I did a pile of wood last night, but also did another pile of wood. There's some pine cones in there as well. First time I've ever done that on a campaign, apart from when I've been with the lads on me solo camp, should I say. So essentially it is just literally a case of putting that over there and then going round. Yep. We'll soon have that open. As clearly visible, I've already packed the tent down. Very easy to pack down, and I really do like that quick pack away bag with the compression straps. That'll be awesome when it's bad weather. That was really easy. Once you get the momentum going, it took me less than a minute. Very impressed with that. First time I've had to use that, to be fair. Worth having in the kit. Kel never has a chance to get cold when I'm about. And now we put it back on, and the tomatoes at the bottom will bubble away and make the rest of it lovely and warm again. Now that is what I call a tactical all day breakfast, because it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon again. I want to point out that that's him with the daft hat. Hello Nick. He pointed out it's actually a tactical best bacon, egg, sausage and tomato. So you get the credit for that one, Nick. That's about done now. Leave it any longer, it's going to be as hot as a nuclear reactor. So nobody wants scalding hot tomatoes burning the mouth. Winner. Oh, hello. Cheers. I'm going to eat this and I'm getting out of here because time's getting on. Very hot. Ooh. I'll start with the colder stuff, I think. The cooler stuff. I'm making a pig of myself. Winner. I'm going to enjoy this. With a brew or two. The water that I've got left is for washing up and then to douse. The cinders out in there, still smouldering away. Now the question is, did I enjoy that? You can make your own assumption. I ate every last morsel. That certainly sorted me out. Now I'm going to drink these 2 teas. I want to do the washing up. I want to get the rest of my gear packed away, and then it's back home I go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Trying my very hardest not to burp. For your off-road motorbikes. A second ago we got right up here thinking that's the way out there, and then he realised it isn't. Didn't see me because I'm obviously set right the way back, and realised then obviously a bit further up that's the way they came in. So they might not even know this area very well if he's struggling to find a way out. So the wood burner, what I've done is I've dug a little bit of a hole here, and I've put the embers in there. I've doused them with water. It's probably going to need another dousing because I can still see them smouldering a little bit. I've got some washing up water. Oh, I forgot I got that going. Dry my kettle out. Yes, so I've got some washing up water. Obviously that's cooling down over there. Anything I need to wash up, I can dry it because I've got a microfiber drying towel in my bag. And as I say, once I finish with that water, it's good on top of that, and then I'll cover it back over. We was never here. The absolute difference it makes without a camo net. There's still people about, but I'm not bothered now. I have come to the end of another successful woodland camp, with the trail only being metres away over there. Not had anybody bother me. I'd call that a success. I've enjoyed the new gear, the new tent, the new stove, or should I say wood burning stove. Everything I brought is either in my pack or in that rubbish bag. That blue thing over there turned out to be a laundry bottle of some sort. Bit random out here. Who's doing washing in the woods? Can you even see where I was camped? I've actually spent this camp constantly having parasitic wasps land on me, or around me, or near me. If you know what they are, yeah. If you don't know what they are, parasitic wasps, look them up. But then if you don't want nightmares, don't look them up. It's up to you. You're going to look it up now anyway, aren't you? Curiosity gets the better of you. Don't blame me for your nightmares. Anyway, as always goes without saying, leave no trace. You don't exist, you're invisible. Treat it like a military operation. Oh, that was a struggle. My pack just got caught on that holly. Yeah, so that motorbike wanted to get through here. Obviously it's barbed wire, so he can't. It'd be so nice just to camp out in the open, but to do that I would have to be up and away at the earliest opportunity, and we're not about that here. We like to chill out. So once again, it's been fantastic. I've had a fantastic chilled stealth woodland camp. Yeah, got that out all in one go without stumbling my words. It's beautiful here, isn't it? I think so. Anyway, I need to get home. I'm going out for dinner with the missus tonight, so that's in a couple of hours. It's about 4 o'clock now, can you believe it? 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's time to say my goodbyes. It's been brilliant having you along as always. Thanks for watching, and hello to all the new subscribers I've noticed in the last week. Thanks for subscribing. Please continue to support the channel by giving me a like. Please subscribe, and you can always buy the idiot a coffee. Not compulsory, just the support is good enough. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for keeping it real.